Hello, V Squad, and welcome back to another episode of VGIRLTV. Bienvenidos a mi gente. Welcome to VGIRLTV. Hoy es viernes y el cuerpo lo sabe. This is your girl V, and I'm back with another video. And as you notice, my hair is different. Yo tengo las trenzas. I have braids in my hair right now. And a lot of people have been asking me on my Instagram who braided my hair or where I got my hair done. I'm actually gonna put her link down below in the description box. So if you are in Panama, or if you are coming to Panama and you are interested in getting your hair braided, feel free to hit up Yidis. Yidis has a salon in La Casias in Panama City. And it's Johnson Salon, and the link is down below. Anyway, guys, I actually was inspired to do this video because yesterday when I went to the salon, I had a conversation with Edie. Edie will actually be on this channel in the near future, just trying to get out of this whole lockdown quarantine situation. And we were talking about hair, and she was telling me her experiences with Afro hair, kinky hair, as a stylist that is trained and a stylist that is passionate about what she does, as a hairstylist that has a love for who she is. It was just really interesting, to hear her perceptions, her perspective, and I don't really want to speak on it because I want to give her a chance to speak on her experiences. I don't want to speak on someone else's experience. So whenever we have the opportunity, I will be having her on my channel. So for those of you who know or may not know, and I'm sure you know my day one subscribers, they already know, but for the new people, what I do for a living here in Panama is one of the many things. I own a beauty supply store for Afro kinky hair, and more so for people, for Afro descendant people, as you're gonna call it, because I don't want to, you know what, the thing is that before I get into all that, a lot of you guys say you want to hear the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
But you guys really don't want to hear the truth. You like the sugar-coated, kumbaya, heal the world version of stories. You like the watered-down version of things, and I don't give you watered-down version. I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, give you guys this, you know, Candyland description or of reality, because there's nothing perfect in this world. I am not even trying to be negative, or I'm not trying to just pour out negativity, because let me tell you something, Panama is amazing, okay? If there's any place in the world that I would live in, of course, it would be Panama, and then it would be Africa. Pero yo soy panameña, yo soy orgullosa de ser panameña. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you guys that I am not proud of where I come from, because I am proud of where I come from, okay? You know, I'm Panamanian to the core, Panamanian 100%, okay? This is what I need you guys to understand. I love Panama, I love living here. I wouldn't pick any other place to live in the world but here. But the thing is that for me to sit here and sell you guys this, you know, dream, and then, because this is my thing, I don't want anyone to move here and they have these expectations, and then when they get here they're like, okay, well, I didn't know this. You understand what I'm saying? So it's so important to be transparent with people. It is so important to be truthful with people, and then let people decide on their own. You know, like I said, everyone's experience is completely different. What I may experience, someone else may not have experienced, like, but that doesn't take away that things don't exist, that problems don't exist. We have problems all over the world. Every country, every single country has problems, okay? I think it's important to recognize the issues and respect people's differences. You know, respectfully, we can discuss our differences, we can respect our differences without being dismissive to someone else, right? So with that being said, I feel like because of the line of business that I'm in, I see things from a different lens, right? Because I am I've been in both places. I am from both countries. So I get to see things from the lens of an outsider, and I also get to see things from the lens of an insider. And one of the things for me, what I had to, in order for me to be able to adapt to Panama, in order for me to, because culturally, US Western culture and Latin culture is different, to say the least, right? So if you're going to live in a place, you have to be able to adapt. And in order for you, and that's the problem with a lot of people and why people leave here, is because they're not able to adapt, right? And in order for you to adapt, you have to actually understand someone. You have to understand other people's realities. You have to understand that, you know, the way you lived your life or what you went through may not be the same experiences that someone else went through. So it's so important to be empathetic, right? And to be understanding to other people. And I say this to say this. When I say that I'm B1 first, it is not to diminish any other race, culture, or nationality, because I love everybody, okay? I literally love everybody. I have love for everybody. But statistically speaking, I feel like Black women, as we discussed before, we really endure a lot emotionally, psychologically, mentally, physically. We deal with a lot, right? And I remember growing up, I would always get like white dolls, right? I would always get white dolls, and I don't think my parents did it on purpose. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that that's what they had. You want a doll, you go in the store, you get it. It didn't really matter, right? But looking back at hindsight, that doll did more damage really than good. Because we don't realize, and I'm not saying my parents did this on purpose, because they don't know. And if you don't know, you can't correct something that you have no idea about, right? So you grow up with this mentality that, you know, you want to have your hair straight, you want to your nose look a certain type of way, you want this, you want that, because that's what you see, okay? You don't see, back when I was growing up, they didn't have Black dolls, you know? I wanted a baby alive, you know, you want all these things, the commercials. There was always these little, you know, white girls, you know, on the commercials, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I really want to do that. Like I really want, you know, I was influenced. Like I had Barbie dolls. My Barbie dolls was white. Barbie house, you know, Barbie had the nice car. You know, all these things. And again, we don't realize at the time how these things affect us as we get older, right? I mean, I remember watching, as I got older, and I remember there was this show called 106 in Park, and in all the music videos you always seen, you know, light-skinned girls or Latin girls. There was hardly any Black girls, and then the Black girls that they did have on the show, on these videos, they all had like wavy, curly, soft hair. And I remember like saying like, why can't I get my hair like that? I wish that I was able to get my hair like that. And those are the things that cause a lot of I want to say I had like self-esteem issues because of it, you know, because again, lack of representation. It wasn't until I remember watching The Cosby Show, and The Cosby Show and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and all these different shows or whatever. And I know when I started watching The Cosby Show and I seen Hillman College, even though it wasn't real, and I seen this Black family that looked like me, you know, I was like, I'm gonna go to college. And I wanted to go do all that. Like I wanted to go to college. I actually wanted to go to all Black college because of Hillman. I actually did not go to all Black college, but I did go away to college, and the experiences was lovely, you know. I remember playing college growing up. Like I used to go, me and my friends would come over, and I would have the yellow pages in my hands and the bedrooms with the dorm rooms, and we would pretend like we were, and I remember being so young, and we would pretend like we were going to college, and that stuck in my mind. Like, I'm going to college. I am going to go to college, and I'm going to go away to college. And it was because of the show, A Different World. It was because of the shows like The Cosby Show that made me feel like, oh my God, like I can do it. If they're doing it, they can do it. So the problem with that is that if you don't have representation, you know, proper representation, and people don't see people like them, they will start to feed into what the media portrayal is. I also remember growing up that I would put a towel on my hair, on my head, because I wanted my hair to be long. I would put a towel on my head and I would swing it like this, okay, and pretend like the towel was my hair. And I mean, I was probably like 6 or 7 doing this or whatever, and it was because of what I saw on TV. I didn't see anybody that looked like me. I didn't see anybody. I did not see anyone that looked like me. So my idea of what beauty wasn't what it is right now. Like, I was embarrassed because my lips were so big. People would tell me like, oh my God, your lips are so big. And I had a complex because of that. So when you have people telling you that your lips is too big, people telling you that your hair is nappy, that can affect you. Okay, and this is something that I can relate to when girls come into the store and they tell me how they feel about their hair. I can totally relate. I can 100% relate to that. When I see little girls coming in the store with their moms and their mother is coming to me and telling me that, oh, they need something for their daughter's hair because it's too hard and they can't manage it, and the child is standing right there, could you imagine the effects that's gonna have on the child? So when people come to me and tell me, oh, you know, or when they make these comments and tell me like, oh no, you know, of course it's not as bad as America. Nothing is as bad as America. However, there are still issues within our community that we need to fix. So if you see literally like, you know, white women and they're beautiful and, you know, everyone loves a white woman, people are going to think that that's what the reality of the situation is, regardless of what you may think. This is how it is, okay? Media controls a lot of things, and like I said, here in Panama, you hardly ever see that, okay? There's not many TV shows or whatever that depicts, you know, positive. Well, I mean, Panama's not really known for TV shows, so I can even say that. But the point, what I'm trying to say is, this is why it's important to have black representation for people for other people, okay? Because you don't want your kids to grow up like how I grew up, thinking that my hair was ugly because it wasn't soft, or it was too hard, or like I hated my hair growing up. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys and tell you anything different. I hated my hair texture. I permed my hair because I wanted my hair to be straight, and the minute I felt any new growth coming in, I'm like, oh no, I gotta go perm my hair. And then when I would go to the Dominican salons, they would be up there talking about, oh, my hair is hard. Esta muchacha tiene pelo muy duro. You understand what I'm saying? So if you don't have people, and this is a problem in our community where people have this thing like, ah, pelo malo. And this is the reason why there's so many people that have so many complexes, and why women have so many complexes here in Panama, and nobody can tell me no otherwise, because I've seen it, okay? So many complexes. You have people telling you that they don't want to wear certain hair colors because they want to look lighter. So if you guys don't think that that's a problem, then I don't know, okay? I'm not making this video for a certain type of people, for people, if you don't understand, you don't understand. But don't come over here and tell me that I'm making shit up, period. Panama, and realizing that there was a lack of education for people with kinky curly hair or people of African descent, there was actually a need for it, right? Because those people had we didn't have no representation here. And whether you guys want to admit it or not, these are facts. I am not making up I'm not making these things up. These are facts, okay? There is a lack of representation for people of African descent here in Panama, period. I mean, it has gotten way better than, you know, the past, and I'm grateful for that. But hadn't there been someone, i.e. us, who's seen that there was a lack of representation, who knows how long this would have been going on for. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why I say it's very important for us to have representation in the Latinx community. It's super important to have representation. And when I say representation, when you watch the novela, right, and you watch the novela, there's no black people in novellas. And do not tell me that people are doing this, okay, you know, they're not doing it on purpose, because even in the novellas, do you know the black roles, that the roles for the black people? They're either slaves or they play the maid. That's a representation. Or when you go into a store and you look to buy a doll, there's no dolls of color there. The dolls are all white. So as a child, you're gonna grow up thinking, yeah, this is what it's supposed to be like. Maybe they're not doing it on purpose, and maybe they don't realize it because they don't see race that way, but that affects people in the long run. I have so many clients that come into the store and they're like, oh, you know, they can't take their hair. They can't handle their hair. And these are girls, young girls with kinky hair. And they're like, ay, estoy buscando un producto porque mi pelo está muy duro. Yo no puedo manejar este pelo. They're saying like, you know, I need to find a product for my hair because my hair's too hard. I don't know how to manage this hair. I don't know how to do this. And the thing about it is that we're so quick to change certain things. We don't know how to manage our hair. Why? Because our whole entire life, we were programmed with, okay, we're going to have straight hair. We're going to perm our hair. We're going to do it set. We're going to do blow y plancha y ya. No. Okay? We have to learn how to embrace what we are naturally given. Don't get me wrong. I wear wigs from time to time again because I just like to switch it up. However, I don't have a perm and I can manage my hair. So I think now more than ever, like we were saying before, that people are starting to embrace it more, but I'm not sure if they're embracing it because of a trend, to say the least, or they're embracing it because they really and truly really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows what's gonna happen in a couple of years from now? Will people even, like, you know, you just don't really even care. Who knows, you know? But for right now, I'm really happy in the progress that, you know, we're going to with, you know, with Panama. There's a lot of people that don't even know that there's a whole part of Panama. They don't know that, you know, there are people of African descent here in Panama. And it's unfortunately, because it's unfortunate that, you know, when I look up videos of Panama or, you know, other people's experiences in Panama, I don't see me. I don't see anybody that looks like me. And we exist, right? We exist. And, you know, it's kind of hurtful, but I'm hoping that we can change that in a positive direction. I'm hoping that, you know, more and more people will want to come to Panama and won't be scared to come to Panama because they assume that there is no cultural diversity here, because that's not true. You know, there's all ethnicities here in Panama, and we embrace every single person, and you know, and I'm grateful to be living in a place where race is not always the main issue, but I still want to see representation. I have a son right now, but if I end up having a daughter, hopefully, I want my daughter to be happy with her kinky hair. I want her to be comfortable in her skin. I want her to be proud and not feel like, oh, she's ugly because her skin may not be, you know, light, or her hair isn't straight. I want her to be able to embrace those things and be happy about it. Like, I was talking to Yidis, and Yidis was telling me a story about one of her customers who her hair was, you know, damaged because they put a relaxer in her hair at a very young age, and her hair was like this, right? And she had to cut off all her hair, and the little girl was bawling tears, and she had to let her know, you are not your hair. You are not your hair. You are beautiful just the way you are. This is the way God made you. And trust me, you know, when your hair grows back, it's going to be beautiful. You are beautiful, but you have to love yourself first. And these are important messages that we need to give to our children. We need to let our children know that you are beautiful. You are smart. We need to continuously give our children these affirmations, because if we don't do it, the world is going to tell them something different, and they will believe it. They will believe these stereotypes. They will fall into these stereotypes, and they will think that, okay, this is what society is telling me, so this is who I am. You know, I read a lot of you guys' comments, you know, and I respect every single person's comment, even the ones that are very nasty, you know, and the ones that, you know, try to come for me and tell me certain things. But in reality, you don't know me. You don't know my experiences. You don't know what I walked through. You don't know what I've been through. So I really don't care about your opinions, because your negative opinions isn't going to stop me from doing what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue putting Panama on the map. I'm going to continue representing for my African descent Panamanians. And I'm also going to continue representing for the Panamanians, period, because that's what I do. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do. And whoever has a problem, I mean, you can unsubscribe. You don't even have to like this video. You don't have to share it. You can just keep it moving. But over and over, all in all, I really just want to say that proper representation for everyone is super important, okay? Because if people are not represented properly, we will get overlooked. We'll get overlooked, and it's going to be like, it'll be like, okay, like we don't exist, like these people don't exist. And then the whole thing about the makeup, because you know, they don't see things the way we see things. There isn't makeup for certain skin tones. And it's not to say that they're doing it on purpose. They just don't realize that people of African descent live here. So they're not going to send, if they don't realize that we exist, they're not going to send, you know, merchandise for us. And I think now it's funnier than ever, like, since we've opened up our store and since so many people know about the store, you have a lot of other people now trying to profit off of the community. And they'll try to, and they're non-African descent people, right? They will, you know, come on our pages and see everything that we have to go then turn around and sell it, right? Because now it's like, oh, okay, we can profit off these people. And I don't care what anyone wants to do. You can do whatever you want to do, but what's going to happen when a customer comes in to your establishment and you know nothing about the culture? You know nothing about our hair. You know nothing about us. What are you going to tell them? How are you going to explain the products? You know what I mean? We're more than just a price tag. And I think that this is a problem globally, where people think that, you know, we are a price tag. We're not a price tag. If you're going to do certain things and you're going to get involved in certain businesses or whatever that is catered towards us, and when I say us, I mean people of African descent, you need to know about us. You need to get to know us. You need to talk to us. You need to hear where we're coming from. You need to hear our truth and be empathetic to it. And don't tell us that what we're saying is not true and it doesn't exist. You understand what I'm saying? It's super important that we understand each other's differences, especially for those who want to tap into the market of African descent people, especially to those. It is hurtful that people don't care. It is hurtful that people dismiss the realities of the situation. It's hurtful that, you know, we aren't deemed as beautiful. It's hurtful. Like, I constantly have to let my son know, listen, you are this, you are that, you are this, you are that, because I don't want people on the outside to tell him, oh no, you're because you're black, or if you have tattoos, you are a thief, you're gonna rob, you're gonna steal, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Those things don't define us, you know what I mean? So I just want to really just say that we as a community really need to embrace each other. I think that we need to be respectful to other people's differences, regardless if we agree or not. I think that we need to be understanding. I think understanding is super important. We need to understand more. We need to understand, we need to have understanding so that we can move forward into a positive direction. And with that being said, guys, I really hope that you really enjoyed this video. I hope that you took something away from it. I honestly really didn't want to make this video too long because I'm actually really just exhausted of this topic. So moving forward, I don't really think that I'll be discussing any more of these topics for a while because I am drained, child. Okay, y'all comments. And I promised myself that I wouldn't go back and forth with anyone. But I feel like sometimes it's my duty just to try to explain to people certain things. But moving forward, I don't think I'll be doing any more topics about this for a while. But thank you guys for tuning in as always. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much to my new subbies, right? And make sure you share my channel with other people because let me tell y'all, it's gonna be really great. It's gonna be amazing, okay? I can't wait actually till quarantine actually opens up. I mean, I can't wait for us to get out of quarantine and for the country to get back to normal because I have a whole slew of things that I plan on doing. Okay, a whole slew of things that I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to bring you guys along with me. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you tell your abuelita. Make sure you tell your compa. Make sure you tell your comadre. Make sure you tell everybody about this channel because we are bringing Panama to the world. Peace and love, guys.